So I think we're ready to begin. Right, let's see. So I know this week there's been a lot of pent up energy, a lot of frustration, wondering when this is going to all end. So I thought it'd be fun to just release some sounds. If you want to laugh, you can laugh. No one's going to hear you. And so just start shaking and moving. You can just like move around. Just start shaking around. And just moving your arms. And you can start making sounds like, ah, ah. No one will hear you. You'll only hear me and my silly sounds. But, ah. So hopefully no one's around you, or they'll be accepting of it. You can join in. So, ah, 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 ah. Just anything that's coming up for you, just go, ah, and ah, and ah. And just opening and closing it. And back. Good, and then make your, like you have an axe and separating your feet, and we're gonna chop a little wood. So it's an in-breath, and then you just go, ha! So anything you wanna chop away or get rid of or lose or just expel, just chop your wood, okay? So taking a deep breath in, and ha! And deep breath in, ha! And deep breath in, ha! And deep breath in, ha! In, your knees bend, ha! Navel comes into the spine, ha! 2 more times, ha! Ha! Good, and just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and take a few breaths. Just feel the energy in your body. And the next thing, the Prune Harris energy medicine for the lungs that we're gonna do, I'm gonna do it in a chair, so I'm not so far away and you can see me. You could sit in a chair or comfortably anywhere you want, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hands and give yourself a deep shampoo. And not just like a little shampoo, like deep, like really if you don't have hair, a lot of hair, it doesn't matter, just give your scalp a massage. They call it shampoo, but so like really get in there, like deep. You can use your nails. I like to use my fingertips. Really deep, deep, deep. And make sure you take your thumbs and put them behind your ears and massage along right behind the ears and along the occipital notch. Now, what I find when I'm doing this, that if there's any places that are sore, when you do energy medicine, that means you have stuck energy there, and it's good to massage it to get the stagnant energy moving. So just a few more. Be all mussed up. Just breathe. Good. Just up a little. Good. Just feel your scalp. And we're going to take the fingers and just rake along from the middle of the neck across. So just across, right? Fingers in the center of your neck and just rake. And keep raking downward. And then take your hands and let them hang on your trapezius muscles on the shoulders and just squeeze. You can take your thumb and squeeze that trapezius muscle, and then take your fingers and rake down, and just go like that. Okay, so we're gonna take our fingers and rake down and shake. And rake down and shake. Good. So the next thing we're gonna do is rake from the breastbone, from the sternum here, right across the chest. Okay, so you're starting here, your collarbones. If you have a necklace, you might want to move it away. And just take your fingers and rake. You know, it's so funny. We have our bodies, but how often do we touch certain parts? When was the last time you raked across your chest? Right, so just get in there, breathe, and just rake, 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 rake. You could rake all the way down your ribs. Good. Just open them up right to the seam, right to the seam. And then the next thing we're going to do, you're going to take your fingers and you're going to start at the sternum and go try to find in between the ribs. And just be playful and curious and take it all the way to the seam. So you're just raking across, digging more than raking, right? Right across, right to the seam of your arm. So just play around, find in between your ribs and get in there. Good. So you can use two hands on one side. For women, you might, because of breast tissue, you know, do the best you can. You might have to go underneath and underneath the breast, all the way to the side. Just rake, 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 rake. Good. Look, I'm all red. So I know I'm doing it. And do the other side. So I'm running through these relatively quickly. These are things that you can spend more time with on your own, but I just wanted you to show you the techniques for today. So you're just raking across, getting in there, all the way to the seam. Go to the seam of your arm. If you can't try to get as much in between the ribs as you can. Beautiful. Good job. Good, and just sitting back, arm bones back, crown long. Just take a deep breath in and out. You feel that. Just feel if you feel any stimulation there. And then taking your fist, we're gonna rub along down the sternum. So just circling around. And right here is your thymus. That's one of the points, if you were here last week, we did thumping, and we'll thump it again. So just massage down, and when we get to the thymus, we're gonna become like Tarzan. The thymus is associated with production of T cells and immunity. Just breathe in, give yourself a little thump, thump, thump. And take a deep breath in and out. Good. So the lung meridian starts at the seam of the arm and goes down to the thumb. And we're going to flush the meridian. So flushing is when you go backwards on the way the meridian runs, and then I'll show you, I'm gonna go like this up to the seam of my arm. And then I'm gonna come down and pull off the thumb, okay? So we're gonna do that once up and 3 down on both sides. So just go up, breathing in, and coming down and pull off the thumb. Good. Down and pull off the thumb, and down and pull off the thumb. Good. You can almost feel the difference in both sides, maybe. Tune into it. So the other side will come up and then down and down and down. Good. So another point on the thumbs, and these are things you could just do like if you're watching television or you're just hanging out. This is the thumb, right? And right over here, put your other thumb here and just rub in there. It's a thumb long point. Notice if you feel any soreness. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And then the other side, right where the wrist could be, that area. Always feel around. Where does it need rubbing? Good. And as I said, we're running through this quickly. You could stay longer later. And the next one, and our last one, is going to be this fleshy part here, right? So take your thumb and forefinger or two fingers and just give that, dig in and rub around there. And breathe while you do it. Dig in deep. Don't be shy. Okay. And then we'll go to the other side. Notice if one side's different than the other. And you could switch. Now I'm putting the thumb on the top. And the other one, you can go like that. Good. I always like to shake it off. They say Mother Earth transforms, so give all your negative energy to the earth. So crossing your arms and sitting up. This is part of the crossover. Just take a couple of breaths. And then relaxing your arms, we're going to do a 4-part breath. And we're going to do this breath in some of the asanas that we do today as well. So you're just, as always, honor yourself, honor your body, and honor your needs. Anything that I do that may not be right for you, modify for yourself. And take it easy and love yourself and take care of yourself. So we're going to breathe in for the count of 4, hold it, and exhale for 4, and exhale for 4. And you may release at any time, change it to 3 or 2, if that's right for you. Okay, so breathing in, holding it, and exhaling, drawing that navel in and up. So filling the bottom, middle, and top parts of your lungs. Holding it. And exhaling, drawing that navel in and up gently. So let's do that 3 more times. Expand as you inhale. And extend as you exhale. Good. Then just bring your breath to a normal breath pattern. And I'm going to move my chair out for the next the series. I'm back. So, for the next part, make yourself comfortable, lie down, and we're going to stretch out. So make sure that you can see me. If you want to go, I'm going to go sideways so that my head isn't so far away from you and I can see you. I can't see you, but I'm making believe I do. You're in my mind's eye. Okay, so lying down, roll yourself down and stretch yourself out. Stretch your arms and legs away. Give yourself a full body yawn. Taking a deep breath in and out. And just inhale your right arm up and stretch the whole right side of your body. And then exhale that arm down, relax your leg, and do the other side. So you're just gonna breathe in, left arm up, stretch, point that toe, reach out from center out of your waist, and down, good. And now inhale, both arms up, just let them float. If that works for you overhead, just give yourself a stretch. And then relax your legs and your arms are on the ground. And let your right arm grab onto your left and give yourself a little side stretch. Just pull it, pull that wrist. Breathe into your side body. And then coming back to neutral. Take your other wrist in your opposite hand and give it a little stretch over and breathe into your other side. And then coming back to center, bringing your arms down, just bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Bring your arm bones, take your elbows and just press into the floor so that your shoulder blades come up and forward towards each other. And just lay your back down, feel your arm bones back, nice and relaxed. You can lift up your pelvis and draw your tailbone towards the wall in front of you so your neck is comfortable and your spine is long. And we're going to do some gentle work with the abdominals. And part of this work is when you exhale, that drawing the navel in and up not only tones your abdominal muscles, but it massages the bottom of the lungs too. So we're going to start with something simple. So first just bring your knees into your chest and hands on your knees and just give it a little circle. Feeling your abdominal muscles circling around. And then we'll go 5 times in the opposite direction. Good. Now bringing your feet to the floor and take your right arm and just put it under the small of your back. Feel your lumbar curve, the natural curve of your spine, okay? So depending on your back, taking care of your back, seeing how this feels for you, modify. What we're gonna do is drawing the navel in and up, bringing the legs up. We're gonna toe dip. So we believe it's getting warm now. Hopefully we'll be able to swim one day, putting your toes in the water. Feel that coming from your abdominals. If this feels okay, you can keep the natural curve of your spine, and then you can even toe over to one side and toe back to the other. Just feel that. Just feeling your abdominals. So now they're engaged. And then just bringing your feet to the floor. Taking a deep, full breath in. Just let out a ha. So noticing that lumbar spine. Now we're going to take the navel and bring it towards the spine and bring your waist, the back of your spine, to the floor. So your pubic bone and tailbone are up. And then you're going to bring your pubic bone and tailbone down to the floor and exaggerate that's your spine. So just go a few times back and forth. Breathe in as the tailbone and pubic bone go to the floor. And then exhale, drawing that navel, feeling your abdominals. Just a couple of times, we're going to just breathe like that. Feel like you're really squeezing the air out. Good. And then just bring that to a rest. Take a few breaths. Bring your hands to your rib cage. Feel your rib cage expanding. And feel the hugging muscles coming towards each other as you exhale. So breathe in. Let your fingers move with the ribs open and then feel it coming towards each other. Hugging muscles, there you go. Again, we'll do it 3 more times. Breathe in and out and in and out and in and out. Good. So the next one we're going to do, you can cross your arms, or if your head needs support, you can cradle your head. And this isn't, you know, like, it doesn't have to be very intense. What you're doing is you're just going to lift your shoulders off on the exhale, drawing that navel in and up. So breathing in, if you want to go like this. So use the floor, press into the floor with your feet, and exhale. And hold it in and up, and then roll down, breathe in. Modify as needed, and exhale. Empty fully. Breathe in fully. Exhale fully. And breathe in fully. And last one. And exhale. Good. Bring your knees into your chest. And stretch your legs and arms up to the ceiling. Give it a little jiggle, 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 jiggle. I'm going to point and flex. Ankles and wrists. So see, I have a soft bend in my knee to force anything. And then foot fists and hand fists. Tight, tight, tight. And then stretch. Tight and stretch. And tight and stretch. Shake, shake. And then just circle your ankles and wrists. And the opposite direction. Good. And then kick your butt. It's one of my favorite things. Good. Bringing your feet down. Actually, bring them back up because we're going to do something just a little strong and kind of strengthen our legs for our standing poses. And this is called cross-country skiing. So if you've never done it, you could do it here now. And it's good for your brain because we're using opposite arm and opposite leg. So when my right arm and my left leg come forward, the other one, this is down and that's back. So it's like that. So don't worry about it. It might take a minute to get it started. But then I want you to see how I'm flattening my feet. So like I'm actually like trying to stand on the ceiling and try to make it rigorous. Like, and breathing. Feel your navel coming up towards your spine as you exhale. Make it rigorous. Stretch the backs of your legs. Stretch your arms. It's like the most aerobic we're going to be. There you go. It's hot today. Maybe it's nice to be in the snow. There you go. Beautiful. And give it a little shake out. Big breath in and out. Very nice. So roll over. And we're going to come into table pose with your wrists under your shoulders. And we're going to do a cat-cow or a cat-dog. Different teachers call it different things. It's the same movement. So my hands are spread. The arches of my hand are lifted. If you need to make fists, do that. And it's just the tailbone up and the heart up. And then empty fully. So today we're really thinking about our lungs, really squeezing that stale old air out. Any little corona, get it out. Maybe you want to try to wander in. Really squeeze. Feel like you're really squeezing it out. So just take a few breaths like that. Back and forth. Good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. And then come over onto your belly. I'm going to do it this way. And stretch. Same thing. Stretch your whole left side, your whole right side. Good. Make a little pillow with your hands. You could put your forehead on, but then you won't see me, but you'll have to hear me. And just rock from one hip to the other. Kind of like, and then feel how you can start to lengthen your legs away from the middle of your body. Take a few breaths. Feel your belly breathing up or down into the earth. Just relax your body. Feel your breath. It's called breathing belly to belly with Mother Earth. Take 3 more breaths like this. Good. So we're going to come into a Sphinx pose, and we're going to be doing some gentle back bends. So modified as needed. My elbows are under my shoulders. I'm going to roll my shoulders and arm bones back, stretch my legs away. And you could put some energy into your hip bones and your pubic bone, dropping your tailbone down. Notice if the tailbone goes towards the earth, how that'll help you lift up. Just pull yourself through, opening up your heart space and energize your upper back muscles. Feel by the shoulder blades as you pull that the back muscles are working. Good. So you could stay here in Sphinx, breathing. Feel the stretch as you're breathing from your pubic bone all the way up. Or if you want to do a modified cobra, you can stretch up a little. If you can straighten your arms, great. If you can't, don't. Just feel your back muscles and breathe. Wherever you are, just turn your head in one direction and then in the other. And come back down, lower down. Make a pillow, bend your knees, and just windshield wipe your legs to release your lower back. Good. So stretching your arms up in front of you and your legs away. You're going to lift your arms and legs 3 inches off the floor. Okay? So breathing in, use your upper back. Feel your back muscles. If you can, bring your arms out to the side. And if you can, clasp your hands behind you and take a few breaths. If not, release at any time. One of my teachers calls it bus stop yoga. That's Todd Norian. You can get off at any time. Good. And then bring the hands back. You can come back this way. Stretch. And then come back. Bend your knees. Rock out with your legs. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands to the side of the chest and lift up and back and come into a child's pose. Your variation of child's pose. So I'm stretching my back now. And you can walk your hands over to one side. Good. And then walk back to center and walk to the other side. Good. And come back to your child. Come back to your table. Do a couple of cats and dogs here. Let's get out and shake out anything that your body needs to have shaken out. Just take a moment. This is your expression of what your body needs now. So in your table pose, just lift. I'm going to mirror you. This is my left, but I call it my right, so it'll be easier for you. Just bring that leg up. And if you can, grab it with the opposite hand. Bring the heel towards your glute, stretch your quadricep muscle, and then you could pull it, your heart up and the leg up. Soft joints, no locked elbows. Good, give it a pull, a stretch. A modification would be if you want to do it on your side. You go like that, okay? And then coming back, we'll do the other side, stretch it up. Bring the heel towards you. Take your opposite arm. Bring the heel first as close as you can to your glute. Feel that delicious stretch in your quadricep. And then give it a pull. Good. And back. So to stretch out from that back bend, we're going to come into a dog hold. So come into your expression of the dog. Right? Just push back. Come up on the balls of your feet and just, I like to pulse my chest towards my thighs before we hold it. And then walk the dog. Now this could be done on fists. This is too much for your hands. Just push your chest, then one knee. Good. And then just come into what we call a dog hold. Take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And roll yourself back down to your chest. Take a rest. Good. So now come back up through your cobra, back into your child's pose. Take 3 more breaths, stretching your arms, your fingertips and your tailbone away from each other. Your tailbone is moving towards your heels. Good. And coming back up, we're going to bring fingertips to elbows, so it's like that. And then clasp your hands and come into, this is a dolphin pose, okay? So it's like a dog, but you're on your forearms, right? So we're going to bring our chest or your nose over your clasped hands, breathing in, and then breathe out, push back, and in. So you're all at different levels. Do as many as works for you. And then you'll come back to your child rest. Let's take a few breaths. Take a few breaths. Good. And then come back to your cat and dog. And just give yourself another few. This is one of my favorite, I just love. to imagine the cerebral spinal fluid coming from all the way up from my head to my tailbone, along the spine, just juicing your battery. Really always feels good on the back. Do it as deeply or as gently as feels good for you. Good. So take another deep breath in and out. And so curling your toes, just come quickly through your dog and walk your hands and feet together, bending your knees, keep your thighs on your chest, and clasp your hands behind you. This is another nice back stretch. Straighten your legs gently, not all the way. And then bring your hands to your bottom of your thighs, along the spine, and just come up to standing. So we're going to do some standing poses, and then we'll have a lovely Shavasana. So this is, so there's a debate whether the strongest muscle in your body is your tongue or your jaw muscle. This is for the jaw muscle, and it could be for your tongue too. And I said we were going to do some silly things. So clasp your hands, and it's like you're shaking this, and you're going to do it with your. So make some noise and just loosen up. Our faces get so tight. I don't know what yours, mine does. Sometimes I feel like I'm in. They say we have masks, like certain expressions that we wear all day. So loosen it up, make a silly face. I'm the only one that's recording a really silly face. So. Big breath in and out. Bring one hand to your heart. One hand to your belly. Bring those arm bones back and down. Lengthening your neck, feel your crown, reaching for the cosmos. Bring your weight over your arches, spread your toes. A little softness in the knees. My feet are about hip width. Just take a few breaths. Good. So I'm going to stand this way so you can see the form and things. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring the arms up and just lift up your heels. Stretch. So your weight will come a little forward. Lift, stretch, try to touch, and come down. Arms back and breathe in and stretch. Woo. Up, up, up. You can even make believe you're climbing a ladder with your arms. Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. And let your arms swing back. And one more time, breathe in. Up, up, up. And down. Good. Bringing your hands into a clasp behind you. We're going to come into a chair pose with clasped hands. So bring your arm bones back. And just bend your knees so that they're over your second and third toes. Your legs are parallel, your feet are parallel. And let your sitting bones come back like you're sitting in a chair. Okay? Arm bones back. This is a good way to get your heart space open and your arm bones back. And then you can bring your arms up, anchor those arm bones, and stretch. Stretch those pinkies away. And then straightening up. Same thing, we're going to come up. Lift those heels. Oops. Bring the hands together and lower them down. Okay, so we're going to do that another time. So bring your hands together behind you, but this time do your non-habitual clasp. So it'll feel odd, but the other pinky now is going to be in front. Arm bones, back, heart space open. Take a deep breath in. Just like you're sitting in your most comfortable chair. Okay, lift your arches. So I just bend my knees first, and then I can sit back in my comfortable chair. Feel those legs working. Bring your arms up. Take a few breaths. You can do it. You can do it. Sustain if you can, and come all the way up. And hands down. Beautiful. So we're going to bring the arms behind again. You could do your regular class. Now I don't even know which one it is. I've changed so much. And lift. Let's start with your right leg. So lift your right leg up and then step it back. So we're in a warrior one pose. Front knee is bent. You can be as wide as you like or as close. Feel that thigh bone going back, your back thigh bone going back. Right leg. Now bring your right hip forward and your left hip back so your hips feel like they're square. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Bend your knee. Bend your elbows a little. Look up. And then look forward and come over into a flat back. And if you can, bring your crown towards your inner ankle and stretch overhead. Now release the hands, put them on the floor. Stretch that right leg all the way up. Bend your elbows, bow down. Breathe in, straighten your arms, lift your heart, and bow down. And again. Good. And then step your feet together. Bend your knees, bring your hands to the bottom of your thighs. And come up, just feel your right side and your left side of your body. Take a few breaths. And now go into your non-habitual clasp. Arm bones, spread those toes, ground. So we lifted our right leg. Now I forgot, no. Now we're gonna lift the other leg. The other leg you didn't lift it now. So that's my left. And then bring that back. So I'm gonna come back a little bit more. Bring those hips square, bend the knee. Good. This time we're just gonna soften the elbows, look up. Feel grounded through your feet. Push into those feet. And then look forward and come over in a flat back. You're hinging at your hips. And bring your crown down towards the floor, arms overhead. And bring the hands to the floor. Stretch. So now bend your elbows, bow down. Straighten. And exhale, bow. And straighten. And exhale, bow. Straighten, bring that leg down. Bend your knees and hold your elbows. Just hang over, straightening your sitting bones a little. Take a big breath in and go, ha. And again, big breath. Ha. And last time. Ha. And roll. Coming back to a standing pose. Take a few breaths. Feel your body. Might feel a little shaky from all that energy flowing through you. Just relax. And we're going to do a tree meditation. And in my classes, we do this for 10 breaths. People have built up that they actually close their eyes when they're doing it. You can experiment today if you like. So what you're gonna do is come into your expression of the tree. I'm just for teaching purposes gonna do the low branch, but you can do that too. This is a medium branch and that's the high branch. Okay, so I'm going to be low. And I'm going to bring my hands into prayer. And I'm going to spread my toes, push into my standing leg, really get rooted, like the beautiful trees that are blooming now. Feel the crown reaching, beautiful crown of leaves. And we're going to take 5 breaths of breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4. And just settle in. If the tree is too much, do it just standing. Just let your body come into like a breathing meditation where you're just focusing on the breath. And I'm going to be quiet. I want you to do it on your own. So start breathing in for 4, hold for 4, exhale 5 times. And then you'll switch to the other side. So when you're complete, just come back down to the floor. Just roll yourself down. You can have your knees bent, however you're comfortable. Okay, actually, if you like, bring your inner thighs together, feet apart, as wide as your mat. Just give yourself a hug. This is an energy seal. So you're going to take just regular 5 breaths on each side. And then you're going to switch your arms after 5 breaths. The other one's on top. And then just bring your arms down to the side, feet parallel. You can do a very gentle bridge with breath, the same breath pattern that we did in some of the poses. We're just going to gently breathe in, lifting your pelvis, holding it for 4, and then just exhaling down for 4. This will be our last asana before we go into relaxation. We'll do a twist. So just a few times on your own, float with your breath, pushing into your feet, and exhaling down for the count of 4. Let's do that 3 more times. Just let your body feel that expansiveness of that beautiful bridge pose. And separate your feet wide and just let the legs gently twist from side to side. And put your head can go in the opposite direction for just a nice, gentle twist. Good. And then prepare for a brief Shavasana. So stretch yourself out on the floor, make yourself as comfortable as possible. Roll yourself down, stretch yourself out. Just let your body relax. No have-tos or shoulds, just let your body be supported by the floor beneath you. Just let it hold you. Let it cradle you. Just let your bones be heavy. Your muscles melting. Feel the expansiveness as you breathe. Let your breath be silky smooth and relaxed. Scanning your body for any residual tension or holding. Just systematically acknowledge it and just release it and let it go. Starting with your head, relaxing the muscles of your face and jaw, soft eyes. Relaxing your throat, your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms down to your fingertips. Just feel your chest, the front of your body, front of the torso. Just feel the whole front of your torso, and the whole back of your torso, sides. Relaxing the pelvic floor. And your legs from your hips all the way down to your toes. And as you breathe in, fill your body with fresh prana and life force. Exhaling anything you no longer need. And just let your breath be full, expansive, and relaxed. Take the next few minutes to let your body rest. And then just slowly deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And rotate your ankles and wrists. Gently moving your head from side to side. Stretch your arms overhead, point your toes and give yourself a full body yawn. Stretch out from center. And then bending your knees, feet flat on the floor. Rock your legs to the right side and to the left side. And choosing the side that's best for you, come into a deep C-curve, fetal position. And then slowly stretch your top leg along the floor and come to seated.